Hello everyone, welcome back to our channel. In today's video, we're going to talk about New York's incredible transformation and its future. But before we jump to it, don't forget to click the like button, share, subscribe, and press the notification bell for more updates. Now, let's begin. New York was a little village with a population of only 700 people barely 4 centuries ago. Now New York has become one of the world's busiest cities, the city that never sleeps. New York has since developed some of the world's most recognizable monuments and architectural attractions. In the coming years, the city will see the rise of new remarkable megaprojects, including the construction of new structures at Hudson Yards, Essex Crossing, and the World Trade Center site, as well as a new second tallest tower in the city. Henry Hudson, a European explorer, found Manhattan Island in 1609. The city's fast transition, on the other hand, began more than 160 years later, following the American independence movement. The proximity of waterways and the high terrain of New York made it an ideal location for an urban center. It had already surpassed New York as the most populous city in the United States by 1815. The Erie Canal, a waterway connecting New York with the interior continent, was opened for trade in 1825, enhancing its economic dominance even further. In the years that followed, the city became known as the Gateway to America, and its population exploded as people from all over the world moved in. After the Civil War, New York's economic engine achieved full speed. With the booming economy came a building boom, which began in 1883 with the construction of the iconic Brooklyn Bridge. At the time of its construction, it was the world's longest suspension bridge, connecting the autonomous regions of Brooklyn and Manhattan. New York received a gift from France, a sculpture commemorating the recent abolition of slavery during the post-Civil War economic boom. The Statue of Liberty, which was built in France and brought overseas in crates, was finally raised in 1886, standing as a symbol of freedom on the shores of the world's first megacity. The completion of the Brooklyn Bridge was followed by the construction of a series of new high-rise skyscrapers in New York. The 106-meter-tall Manhattan Life Insurance Building was the first skyscraper to break the 100-meter mark. The construction boom that began with the Brooklyn Bridge continued unabated, transforming the metropolis into a concrete jungle. High-rise skyscrapers began to spring up all across Manhattan, and by 1930, the Empire State Building had become a New York landmark. It rose 443 meters into the New York sky to become the world's tallest building, a title it held for more than 40 years. The Empire State Building is still one of the most well-known tourist attractions in the world today. In the midst of the expanding skyscrapers, one cultural icon held its ground and even grew in importance. Central Park is an 843-acre oasis in Upper Manhattan that serves as a breath of fresh air. The park, which is covered in green landscapes, receives over 42 million visitors each year and has become a model for urban parks around the world. Wall Street, the world's financial hub, completes New York's transformation as the world's most influential city. This 8-block stretch of Lower Manhattan's financial district is both the symbol and the geographic center of American capitalism. Wall Street, which is home to the world's 2 largest stock exchanges by total market value, has come to dominate global markets. New York has grown into a commercial, financial, and cultural powerhouse over the decades. After a period of fast growth, the skyline is now being replaced with new and futuristic structures, such as the recently built One Vanderbilt. It was hailed as a rarity, a civic-minded Goliath, when it opened in 2020. Residential high-rises, such as the Central Park Tower and 111 West 57th Street, were also recently completed. Both skyscrapers reached above 400 meters in height, placing them second and third on the list of New York's tallest structures, respectively. The New York construction industry was hampered by the coronavirus outbreak. However, there are still a number of noteworthy initiatives on the horizon. Construction on the original World Trade Center site is one of these projects. There are presently no plans in the works to replace the 2 World Trade Center towers with a 403-meter building. However, at the World Trade Center complex, 2 other projects are nearing completion. The Performing Arts Center, which is scheduled to open in 2023, is one of them. There are 3 levels to the inside. A restaurant will be located on the street level, which will also serve as a bar during intermissions. The second level will house theater actors' rehearsal and dressing rooms. 3 theaters will be located on the 3rd floor. The walls can rotate and expand to provide additional area for a single theater if necessary. At any given moment, The theaters can house up to 1,200 people. It will premiere theater, dance, music, film, and opera productions, converting Lower Manhattan into a vibrant global cultural hub. The St. Nicholas Greek Orthodox Church, which will be built next to the 9/11 Memorial, will be the second structure on the site. The church was completely demolished when World Trade Center Tower 2 collapsed, and it is currently being reconstructed. The structure will be built on a 4-foot-thick concrete pad, which will elevate it slightly over the World Trade Center Memorial site. There are plans for a futuristic skyscraper, the Tower 5th, to be built farther down the road, which will become a key attraction for Midtown Manhattan. The skyscraper is encased in innovative, energy-efficient closed-cavity facade system that reduces solar heat gain by over 70%. The deployment will be the first of its kind in North America. The projected 474-meter tower will begin construction in 2022, with an estimated completion date of 2025. Tower 5th will be New York's second-highest skyscraper and the city's tallest building by floor height if it is finished as planned. Several more residential and transit megaprojects will accompany New York's leap into the future. The 2nd Avenue subway is the most notable transit project in the city, and it is expected to have a significant impact. The subway was initially proposed in 1919, when traffic congestion in New York was already a concern. However, because of the Great Depression and World War II, funding dried up and the project never got off the ground. In 2006, new plans for the transit project were set up. Finally, almost a century later, in 2017, the first section of the project opened to much fanfare. The COVID-19 epidemic interrupted plans for a second phase, although it is expected to resume in 2022. The full twin track would be 13.7 kilometers long and service 500,000 riders per day once completed. The Hudson Yard megadevelopment is another project that will change New York. It is the greatest private real estate endeavor in American history, spanning over 28 acres along the Hudson River. Some of the world's most magnificent architectural works will be housed in the $25 billion building. 4 super-tall skyscrapers and a $500 million city-sponsored arts center currently stand on the site. The Shed, a contemporary art center, features a unique movable structure that can accommodate all types of creative activity under one roof. As of 2020, work on the second phase of Hudson Yards has yet to begin. It is expected to be finished in 2024 and will feature residential space, office buildings, and the completion of the pending skyscrapers at 50 Hudson Yards and Manhattan West. New York's fast evolution has not been without its setbacks. The population of the New York metropolitan region has swelled to 20 million as a natural outcome of being the economic core of the world's largest economy. And offering affordable housing is one of the most difficult tasks ahead. Over the next few decades, developments like Pacific Park, Hunters Point South Park, and Willets Point in Queens will provide a large number of affordable housing units to the city. The most noteworthy of them is Essex Crossing, a mixed-use development currently under construction in New York's Lower East Side that will provide hundreds of units of permanently affordable housing for low, moderate, and middle-income families. By 2024, the billion-dollar project, which spans 9 city blocks, will be done. New York has gone a long way since the early 1600s, when it was a sparsely populated town occupied by Dutch people. The growth of the metropolis has been phenomenal, and with so many magnificent megaprojects on the horizon, New York will be able to keep up its high standards for the foreseeable future. What are your thoughts on the city's transformation? And have you ever been to New York? Let us know in the comment section down below. Don't forget to like, share, subscribe, and ring the notification bell for more. Thank you for watching, and we'll see you in the next video.